Hey guys, today I'm going to answer the question, if I have fibromyalgia, what foods should I avoid? As you know, fibromyalgia is a complex and often misunderstood chronic pain condition that can be influenced by various factors. This includes diet. While there is no specific one-size-fits-all diet for fibromyalgia, some individuals with the condition have reported symptom relief by avoiding certain foods and substances. It's important to note that dietary changes may not work exactly the same for everyone with fibromyalgia, and individual triggers can vary. Now, it's always a good idea to consult with a functional medicine healthcare professional before making any significant dietary changes. But here are some food substances that some people with fibromyalgia find helpful to avoid. I think a big mistake people suffering with fibromyalgia make is thinking that there's nothing they can do on their own to make a difference, meaning reduce the symptoms. And I'll admit that over 15 years that I have worked with fibromyalgia patients, there are a lot of different underlying causes and triggers of the condition. Some people have food sensitivities, yeast overgrowth, pathogenic bacteria, environmental and heavy metal toxicity. Some have underlying autoimmune diseases that need to be dealt with in order to minimize the symptoms of fibromyalgia. So it is a complex disorder that needs to be unraveled. That doesn't mean there aren't common sense things that you can do to get some relief. Now, if you want help unraveling the hidden causes and triggers, I am a functional medicine practitioner. That's what I've been doing for the last 15 years. But if you're not ready to reach out for professional help, following the information that I'm about to share will be helpful. So, what foods should you avoid? Well, processed foods. Highly processed foods, including those with high levels of sugar, artificial additives, and preservatives, may contribute to inflammation and exacerbate symptoms. Try to reduce your intake of packaged snacks, sugary cereals, and fast food. Then there's caffeine. I know many of you don't want to hear this, but while some people with fibromyalgia find that caffeine worsens the symptoms, others may tolerate it well. It is a good idea to monitor your caffeine intake and see if reducing or eliminating it helps alleviate symptoms like sleep disturbances and anxiety or pain level. Alcohol. Alcohol can disrupt sleep patterns and exacerbate symptoms of fibromyalgia. If you consume alcohol, try to do so in moderation and pay attention to how it affects your symptoms. Artificial sweeteners. Some people with fibromyalgia report sensitivity to artificial sweeteners like aspartame and saccharin. It may be worth avoiding these sweeteners and adopting natural sweeteners like honey or stevia. So the thing about these artificial sweeteners is many of them kill the good bacteria. So it ends up altering your gut flora or the bacteria. Then there's gluten. Although there is limited scientific evidence to support a direct link between gluten and fibromyalgia, some individuals report symptom improvement when they follow a gluten-free diet. So if you suspect gluten sensitivity, you can try eliminating it. And things like wheat and barley and rye from your diet. See how you feel. Dairy products, I find, come up frequently on the food sensitivity tests that I run. Some people with fibromyalgia find relief from symptoms by reducing or eliminating dairy products. Lactose intolerance or sensitivity to dairy proteins could be a factor for some individuals. Now, many people with fibromyalgia do complain about gas and bloating. Some of the symptoms, not all, some of the symptoms of a food sensitivity is eating and then feeling like you're pregnant, for instance. That is a severe case. Or some food products that give you gas or bloating. Then there is nightshades. Nightshade vegetables. Some individuals report increased pain and inflammation when consuming nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant. Experiment with avoiding these vegetables to see if it makes a difference for you. And it may take 3 to 7 days to really stay away, see if it makes a difference. Then high fat foods, especially those containing unhealthy saturated fats, can contribute to inflammation. Try to limit your intake of fried foods, fatty cuts of meat, and processed foods that are high in trans fats. And bad oils. So olive oil is fat, but that's a good fat. Coconut oil is a good fat. Avocado oil is also a good fat. So you don't need to worry about those, but it's the vegetable oils, the fried foods, vegetable oils that can really give you trouble. Sugar and refined carbohydrates. Well, excess sugar and refined carbohydrates can contribute to inflammation and energy crashes. Reducing your consumption of sugary foods and snacks and beverages, as well as white bread and pasta, may be beneficial. Then there are food additives. Some people with fibromyalgia are sensitive to food additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG, and artificial food colorings. Read food labels and avoid products that contain these additives if they trigger your symptoms. Now, MSG can be hidden by other names, so if you would look up, do an internet search. What other names is monosodium glutamate named? So you can avoid those. Now, remember that dietary changes should be made gradually so you know exactly what is causing the problem if you do get relief. And it's essential to keep a food diary to track how different foods and substances affect your symptoms. Additionally, consulting with a functional medicine practitioner who specializes in fibromyalgia can provide personalized guidance and help you create a balanced diet that suits your needs and specific preferences. I also put together a free video called What Your Doctor Can't Tell You About Fibromyalgia. There'll be a link to that in the description, and I recommend that you watch it. During that video, I'll introduce you to some people just like yourself that suffered literally for decades with fibromyalgia and turned it all around within 90 days. But I want to thank you so much for your time and attention. God bless you and have a great day.
If you are struggling with a chronic condition and would like more information, feel free to visit www.birminghamfunctionalmedicine.com. You are also welcome to set up a phone or Zoom consultation with Dr. Dailey at www.talktodrd.com.